He back!
I think I know where the trillions and billions of dollars over the years from the Pentagon has gone missing, and the audit comes back negative.
It's all Christmas.
It's going to
Protecting Santa.
Protecting Santa, man.
Man, he deserves it.
Mora. Yeah.
What a great
mythical
adjective.
Yeah.
I went into this movie with really low expectations.
This is bombing.
It is.
It's
that's
really
part of the
bombing.
reason it was like low expectations.
Yes. It's doing terrible. The reviews on it are terrible. Yeah. I did watch some tonight, or listen to some tonight, I should say, like 3 of them. And just for a few minutes just to see where they started off with it. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to just flat out say I recommend this film. We'll get into cinematography and overall entertainment and actor chemistry. But
what do
I think people need to go see it.
The bigger thing for me when it comes to the scope of Christmas films is, what do people expect?
Right, and I guess that's a really fair question, but I think that with this you have something that is actually like they're trying to figure out who their audience is here.
Yeah.
They really don't have a clear audience.
No.
You know, Die Hard being the Christmas movie that it is
yeah.
is a clear audience, right? You have Polar Express back in the day, clear audience.
Yeah.
You have Pine Christmas in Pine Valley.
Oh, yes.
A clear audience.
You know the audience. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is a little bit on. I can't even say a little bit. It's very unclear who the audience is. It's not 6-year-old kids. It's way too over their head for that. Too much action.
Yeah.
Too many worlds. You know, too many evil creatures. Even
Krampus.
Right. It's not for adults like us in general, other than there's good action, Fast and Furious type car in it. But it doesn't know its audience.
Yeah. I think it should have tailored a little more. I think Christmas, Violent Night, we watched that last year. It was dark, it was good, knew its audience and what it was appeasing.
Yep.
This one, I wish it would have went more into that dark realm again. But I think the issue is you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who's, I think at this point, appeases more to kids than adults.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot of controversy around him in this film, too, late on set all the time.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't look too much about...
Oh, I remember back when they were filming it, like hearing about it and stuff, that he was going and doing weird interviews and stuff and coming to set hours and hours late, saying that he was, working out or doing weird things. He was peeing in like, he would drink water bottles. He'd pee in them, apparently. And leave them like around set. Yeah.
Drink the yellow water bottles.
Right. So
that's wild.
Right. I don't know who knows what exactly. Whatever.
And Chris Evans.
And Chris Evans. Post Captain America, Steve Rogers. It's interesting because it's all like crappy, jerky.
Weird film choice.
Yeah, like his characters. His accent in this was either right. His accent in this was either like really Eastern New York or it was just non-existent, which was weird. I don't know. There's a lot wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, our opinion is right. Everybody should go off of our opinion. We say that every week.
That's what we put on the internet. Whatever goes on the internet is truth.
Yeah. So if it's our opinion, it is gold, and no one else should have a different opinion. We actually say the opposite of that, by the way. Right. So, I guess there's a lot of those things that I can understand what people didn't like. Yeah. But it was fun. It really was fun.
And it was unique.
Yes.
Different. It did, to me, a great job of blending, again, more of the mythological. It wasn't, Santa was a mythological creature. And they did a good job of building that universe with the different, Krampus. They did the Headless Huntsman. I wish they would have done a little more, but they did a good job of building the universe by introducing those characters, even if it was more of like, quote unquote, a cameo.
I think that, some have said it's been unintentional, but that they could potentially see how this does, how the audience responds to it, and then they could go,
franchise, baby.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure. I would say that was intentional for sure, not unintentional.
Next is going to be Easter.
Right, exactly.
Easter Bunny.
It's not going to do good enough.
No.
To do that, not at least yet. So we'll see.
Yeah. But this is, I think, going to be one. I don't know. I think once it gets to stream, hopefully it starts streaming around Christmas.
Yeah. It'll need to, I
It'll
think.
do much better on those devices than in theaters because it's slightly too early for.
Yeah.
I think that's another problem.
Right. But I think that they are in a little bit of a panic and kind of knew like it might be a little bit weak.
Yeah.
So they probably had to make sure that it came out early enough so they could hopefully kick it over to streaming if it didn't do well.
That's true.
And if I'm not sure, but
There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah. So
in December is actually there's a decent amount of films coming out.
yeah, Nosferatu. I'm excited about that.
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks great. So excited.
For real? I didn't think so, but you were kind of convincing there. Let's get into actor chemistry. More J.K. Simmons, though, please.
Oh, this guy is my favorite. Anytime I see him, I just want to see more.
Yeah, and while he was really good in this,
Yeah.
there just wasn't enough of him.
Underutilized.
Yeah, it was really cool how they, had Santa Claus, the real Santa Claus at the mall and connecting
Yeah.
with the kids, and that was his favorite part, and
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. That was really cool. He did a great job.
Yeah.
He's just all around seems like a genuine kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like or when I shouldn't say that.
Especially when you watch him in Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Speaks his mind.
Yeah. He genuinely enjoys his acting is really how I kind of mean it, but and he just puts everything into it. He got ripped for this.
Yeah.
Like
how old is he?
I don't know, but he's got to be, pushing 70, isn't he?
1955.
Yeah, so he's going to be 70 next year.
He's still kicking it.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
impressive.
Yeah, no, he's just a fun actor in everything that he's in, and I do really enjoy it. The Rock, he does some decent things, and he's, like you say, probably more appeals to the younger audience at this point in his career. Good, bad, or in between, whatever. I'm not a huge fan. I think he's a hard worker. Used to be anyway.
But he's not peeing in water bottles.
Yeah, that's a kind of a weird thing. I don't know if there was some practical joke went wrong. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
At what point? I'm on my 7th bottle. We're just hiding these suckers.
Yeah. So I don't know. Very bizarre. Anyway. I guess, Chris Evans, he's probably trying to find his way again. Steve Rogers, Captain America for 10 years?
For so long. 10 years. Yeah.
10, 11 years. So
I don't know what it is for him.
Yeah, I don't either.
It wasn't bad. Like it was good, but it was just like, could be anybody that played him.
Yeah, absolutely. No, totally.
Yeah.
Yes, it did not need to be Chris Evans.
He reminded me a lot of times. One of my favorite TV shows is called Psych, and there's a lot of times where he did remind me of Sean Spencer with just his manners and the way he acted.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy Liu.
Yeah. By the way, I am a member of the naughty list.
That has been known for a while.
I know.
Better watch out. You could put in a snow globe.
I don't know if you can see that. I'm not sure I'm level 4. I'm probably around a 6 or 7 or something like that.
I would believe so.
But we engraved these right here, home business.
It's pretty cool.
Shinybrand.com, looks up.
And it's shiny.
It is.
It's
great.
It's on brand.
And it holds water.
Or whatever liquids you want.
I'm not going to say what's in there. Could be water. Could be Fireball. Could be water.
Could be inspired.
Mixed with Fireball, with Sprite. I don't know. It's hard to say. Now they confused everybody.
I don't think I could ever drink Fireball and drink it and give a straight.
No, yeah.
So if I'm drinking something like that,
it's definitely not right. It's
Tyler okay over there now?
Yeah.
No, he's dancing.
I'm the table.
I'm the table. And I have more table to dance on without having to worry about hitting my head.
That's true. Where were we headed?
Lucy Liu.
Yeah.
I think. How do we get to Lucy? Oh, shiny brand? Water bottle? Lucy Liu.
So
Lucy Liu is not my favorite actor.
She's not mine either, but she's just there. It's not good or bad per se. I think she did worse in this than I think I've seen for a while, though. Personally,
Shazam was the last one I saw, and it wasn't great in that either.
No, I think this was worse.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I think her voice was worse, maybe, than anything. I didn't understand what they were trying to do there.
Well, and they did weird things too when they first introduced her on the the webcam thing.
Yeah.
And then it was so believable. She was not only not there, but she didn't seem present in the moment either.
Yeah.
And so it's not only that. Are you?
And then her dialogue was kind of like, well, let's start from the beginning. Like it was almost like, oh, wait a minute, we're kind of screwed up here.
Yeah.
Let me get involved. Yeah.
So that was odd. I love the reindeer. The reindeer were fun.
Friggin' huge.
Yeah, those antlers.
What was the word that he used to call them like that and get them
I have
going?
no idea.
I couldn't make it out.
He said it twice. And the second time, I was like, what did he say? Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you see the reindeer going. I was like, oh, yeah, he did say that earlier to get them riled up.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I was trying to
It's probably
figure
giving
that
the
out.
two birds to the, it's like the verbal two bird to the reindeer that's got him pissed off.
Right. Could be.
Yeah.
So the actor chemistry for me with those actors and the way they did, added in some of the other characters. The witch, I guess I didn't look up who played her for some reason. Sorry, but I think that they did. I think that they did a good job.
Kiernan Shipka.
No wonder I didn't.
She was in Twisters.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't remember what.
Yeah, I knew she looked familiar though.
That's how I felt.
Especially at the end there.
That's how I felt about Olivia, Jack's ex-wife.
Oh, sure.
Like, where's she from? Oh, Sunny with the Chance.
Yeah.
No, Sunny with. It's always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah, but so because they did a good job, obviously I'm not sure where they spent $250 million, other than
The polar bear man.
It probably was.
And
Other
the
than
snowman.
True, that was good.
Yeah.
The actors probably in this kind of a movie, they probably got paid pretty well, and they didn't.
So. It's a Christmas.
Right, they're
Tis
not
the
gonna.
season.
They're not gonna say, "Hey, yeah, we'll see how well it does. We're gonna take 10% or whatever it is."
Just give me the paycheck.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of it was.
Yeah.
So that's with that said, I am a 3.7. I think that some of the side characters could have done a little bit. They could have explained a little bit better. That to me doesn't allow them to get involved better.
Yeah.
They just, some of the characters didn't make enough sense to like where they come from, where are they going, why are they here?
Where they come from. Cat Eye Joe. I would also like to talk about how many Christmas films is there a main-ish type actor named Jack?
O'Lantern.
That's Jack O'Lantern. Jack
Or O'Malley.
Frost, Jack O'Malley. Most Christmas films, there's some guy named Jack.
Yeah.
And I understand partly why it is, but also be creative. Just pick a different. There was no reason his name had to be Jack.
No. And it was pretty, yeah. With a Christmas movie, though, they're going to go a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be that way.
It sure is.
It's predictable.
Name him.
Period.
Are you cousin DeFrost?
Yeah.
Make those
right.
jokes at least if you're using the name Jack.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish they would have incorporated some of the side characters more, like the elf and granted, Dwayne's character was technically an elf, but like they had those weird elves that looked weird.
Yeah.
They had the penguins. They had. I liked when they called. Was it IT? And there was the weird.
Yeah, the
trolls. Is that what
trolls?
They were?
Yeah. Trolls.
Those were fun, and so I just wish they would have sprinkled that in a little bit more than what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of places like when they fought Krampus, there was a lot of different characters there. But again, you didn't really interact with those characters. They were just like definitely on the side, building the universe up. So I wish they would have done more with that. But the main actors, I did not like Lucy Liu. The boy character, I didn't even realize it was his son until like probably the third or fourth mention of.
Sure.
Like I just thought it was like a cousin or a nephew that he was taking care of versus like, oh, this is actually my.
Sure.
So I wish they would have played in that.
They did mention it on the one first phone call.
Yeah.
Very briefly, and I thought a little oddly, but I did catch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of building. Oh, I want to be a better dad. Like
Right.
that was his drive to be a better person. So I wish they would have built that more. But J.K. Simmons, I was excited to see him as a Santa, but I was not expected to be both a genuine Santa. Like I was expecting to be like a buff, badass Santa, but I wasn't also expecting him to be so genuine and true to Santa as well. And so he did a great job incorporating. I gave it a 3.6 because again, J.K. Simmons was not in it much. He was my favorite character out of this ensemble. And I just wish Chris Evans and The Rock didn't have great chemistry together.
Yeah,
it was okay.
It was okay. And that's where part of my number was down too. But I feel like it was almost planned that.
Oh, to be bad?
Yeah, because they sort of like mended it at the end then. Like but I don't know.
I think they could have built
I'm
that
over
better throughout.
Analyzing it too.
Yeah, it was just awkward the whole time. But even like if it is they don't get along, they could play that better than what they did.
Yeah.
Not just like kind of awkward.
Cinematography, go for it.
It was all over the place.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't consistent. They had a lot of cool concepts. I didn't like the idea that each toy store was kind of a portal to different worlds was cool, but I didn't actually like the portal. I didn't like the gooey weird. It didn't make sense to the world that existed.
Right.
Especially when you look at when he was doing his like light speed centipede Santa sleigh thing. Like those are two. They looked very different.
Yeah. Yeah. Why didn't they do it like in Austin Powers?
Yeah, exactly. I like the polar bear. I like the snowman. I gave it a 3.7.
3.7. I'm lower than that. I'm a 3.4.
Okay.
I think that because it wasn't consistent, when they had it right, they had it really right.
Yeah.
But when they had it wrong, I just didn't like the way it looked. It was too like the portal was too cheesy looking to me. The whole Wakanda opening up like Wakanda does, when they were flying in and out of it, that looked really just bad to me. But at any rate, so
the other thing I don't really understand this film is how do they take over the North? Like they were shapeshifters, but like it still didn't fully make sense. Of all of a sudden, oh yeah, the North Pole is taken over, and we've been not seeing it.
I think the big thing was the big reason why they were able to do that is they had such inside information as to where to go hide out in some of the areas that weren't being used, so that they could get Santa to that area right away, and then they had the decoy, which I called, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Like right away, I said that's a decoy. Yeah. Like their whole snowmobile and sled chase. Yeah. I was like, that's a decoy. And then he, pops it open, and there's a plane up there, whatever. But
solid.
Yeah, I didn't call it all a decoy. I sort of figured that I knew that whole first was decoy.
Yeah.
But then
it's a decoy. It's a decoy.
Right.
Guys.
It's a decoy. But with that, I guess, it's because it is a Christmas movie and some of those things, it's original enough to be worth it.
I agree.
But there's definite predictability to it as well. But it's Christmas. There's just way. Right.
When we get to Christmas at Pine Valley, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. So anyway, I guess probably move on to overall entertainment at this point.
Are you entertained?
I was entertained.
I was.
I really was entertained.
I thought I was going to enjoy this movie a whole lot less.
It was a fresh approach to a movie, in my view.
I agree.
You can't say that there weren't elements in it I got a Fast and Furious vibe a few times.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, I guess, but with some of the snowmobile chase scene and this
but
over
you have
the
the
top,
Rock in it,
and then you have the Rock, so
Hobbs,
right, and so that's obvious. But and then the sports car and so I guess. Though, to me, because it's a fresh take on films, they're not redoing something real specific. It looks to me like they're trying to build the world. Yeah. We'll see how successful it is, but it looks to me like that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. They took a shot.
This film's doing so bad that they're not gonna do anything for a while at least. But I do think the concept is good.
Yep.
I think some of the puns like ELF was great.
Yeah.
The
one thing they could have done more is just dive more into that.
Right.
And they didn't. They did it a few times, but they didn't do it.
Yeah. So, and I think that's part of the problem, though, with modern audiences is you don't have a lot of time to dig into things at once.
Yeah.
So, like, if they would have gone into the whole elf thing and made fun of it and figured out where it was all at one time, they would have lost people completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they have to sprinkle it in there, and then it gets lost.
Yeah.
It's just not deep enough, but that's just modern storytelling somewhat.
Did you see Amazon MGM?
No, but I did hear that Turner or whatever it was dumped NBC. Huh? Like Turner Media or whatever it is.
I don't know.
I think, or Comcast. What are they now?
I have no idea.
Comcast
it
now?
changes about every other week.
I know. They got bought out by whatever, and then they dumped NBC, I guess. So NBC's up for sale or something like that. They cut it off, and but I didn't hear anything about that.
Well, it was in the when they did one of the titles was Amazon.
Oh, in the film?
In the film.
No, I totally missed that.
I don't know how I caught it because I normally don't.
Was that the very beginning?
Yeah, very
beginning. Okay. So
I don't.
Walked in.
I don't usually catch any of those details ever. But when I saw Amazon MGM, I was like, "This is wrong."
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about some news that came out.
Oh no.
Sure. No, I did not catch that. But with the fresh approach, with some neat new characters, with the path to redemption that they had for Jack O'Malley,
Jackal-mail.
It's great. So I was entertained, and it's actually a 4.2.
Yeah.
Haven't had a fresh approach in a film that they haven't just tried to reboot something, in my opinion, or just totally steal a story in a while. So.
Silent Night, Christmas last year.
Right.
They're on track for Christmas films once a year.
Yeah.
You get something new.
But in general,
Yeah,
it's
not
just
great.
like not.
What do you mean Gladiator 2 isn't original?
See, that's and like Beetlejuice. It was very good, very entertaining.
Yeah.
And that's not a negative. However, they're not coming up with new IPs or whatever.
Right.
So
Moana 2. This is the Christmas of sequels.
yeah, for sure.
Did you say what you get? Oh, you gave it 4.2. I gave it a 4.1.
Okay.
A lot more enjoyable than I was expecting. And like you said, it was unique and fresh. I mean, if you watch a lot of films, it gets you a far way of being enjoyable.
Yeah. And friends, we are almost completely opposite of what everybody else has been saying as far as the review.
Yeah.
Now, it's our opinion. I don't know if you'll like it or not, but let us know if you saw it, if you plan to see it. What do you think in the comments? Or
Email us at LegitQ@Matty'sMovieMix.com.
and we're not going to like spam you in your email or anything either.
Just your house.
That was good.